Wait. Wait. Okay. I don't like being in front of the camera. Why can't I just ask you the question? Okay. So, if there was something more than the physical realm, if we believe that there was something more than the physical realm, wouldn't it end conflict and wars in the world?
So, I think the short answer is yes. So if genuinely every living being on this planet knew that they were a spiritual energy, that they had literally just incarnated onto this earth because they had a set of experiences or growth that they were seeking, and their soul came down here for 80 years but knew that it was an eternal energy that came from some higher power, some creator, I think it would, like anything else, it would see its time here as one with intent or purpose, and all the energy that governs a lot of the dysfunction on this planet, which is driven by this sense of separation or individuality, would be gone. So there's nothing wrong with being an ambitious politician, but when it gets carried away and you become power hungry, right? Or if there's nothing wrong with being a wealthy businessman, but when it gets so unhealthy that you need to crush your opponents and hoard as much wealth as possible, right? When in the truest sense, that ego, which is the sense of self, gets carried away and runs amok, that's when problems come in. And the worst possible manifestation of it, which isn't just one individual, but the collective consciousness of individuals, which are certain that they have to go to war with another collective consciousness that is nothing more than the ego of many, oftentimes provoked by a strong ego of a single politician or group of politicians running completely amok. And so if those politicians genuinely knew that each and every one of these bodies was being embodied by a spiritual energy, and that spiritual energy had an intent for this incarnation, and that by destroying that person, you're interfering with that intent, right? I think they would be able to, with a little bit of perspective, they'd realize what exactly they're here to do, and they'd be less inclined to go and destroy and to allow the ego to run crazy. They'd have a counterweight, they'd have a balance, they'd know that they were here for a temporary period. There'd be very little interest in destroying, there'd be much greater interest in altruism, in connectedness, in evolution, right? In experimenting, learning and growing, trying different things, breaking away from any type of judgment or expectation, and otherwise evolving to a more loving, more connected space.